now, everybody, I wanted to show you how to make titles. See this little title? This was actually made in a program called Motion 5, which is $50, but you don't have to get it. It gives it the extra 3D kind of fun stuff. But I wanted to show you how to make text that you have in Premiere. And I wanted to zoom in. Now look at this. We are, just to note, we are in effects. So you see these little, you can get fancy, you can do all sorts of stuff with text, right? So let's go. We make sure that we are at the pointer. We select this one. We get all the information on the left side about what it's going on in here. Now I want to get rid of this little stuff. I don't want you to see this, right? So I'm going to show you an effect, your very first effect, crop. Look at this. Crop. So there's crop, right? I push crop. And then I can drag him onto the clip. Now I scroll down. I want to get rid of the top part. I want to put a new title in. So I have to crop off the top. Look at this. Crop, top. Look at that. And it just gets rid of all of these little things, right? So, and look at this little scene right here where, I mean, I cropped it off. So let me just go backspace so you get to see what it looks like. All right, so we're going to be focusing on text. In order to get these little guys in here, I'll show you a real quick way of doing it. For instance, you take the scenes that you want. Real quick, I don't want to get too crazy into this because this is about text. But say you take the first scene, right? And you Alt, or you Option actually for the Mac, and then you drag him over. Oops. Zoom in. So you drag in all these guys that you want, right? You drag them all up. So you can add, you can right click, add track, right click, add track, right click, add track. And now you got more room to play with. And then you basically put these in the place that you want them, and they'll play for as long as they're supposed to. Let me go to the point. Right, here it is. All right, so real quick, you can see how it's taking up the whole screen. I very quickly, I made him smaller, and I put him into the right place. You got to play with this here. You got to put this up here, and then basically like this, and then so that's how I created that kind of effect. I don't want you to be like, how did that happen? He didn't teach us that. Well, in a nutshell, basically take the clips you want, repeat this process, put it to the right spot, and also make sure that it turns on when you want it to, like 1, 2, 3, 4, every little beat. I added a new one, so I moved, say you had like a couple of these, a different track, you would move him back according to. So that was a quick little lesson on how did this little scene come about. I don't want you to feel like I'm jumping ahead and I didn't teach you stuff. So I want to make sure you know, even if it's very so quickly, that's what we wanted to learn in this situation. But back to crop, back to the scene. Let's go to the top crop. There it is. And okay, now we want to add text. Okay, that was the point of this. Maybe we want to put something cooler in there, right? Something cooler. So we go to T, and you can drag this anywhere. T. Look at that. Hello, I'm titled. Right? So you can call it my sweet video, right? Or whatever you wanted to call it, right? It doesn't have to be what I have here. You can type whatever you want. You don't have to make this kind of scene, but this is what I call the product reveal. And so the product is all-in-one stock footage. And what is that? All right, so it's obviously not aligned, right? It's not the color I want. It's not a lot of things. It's just white and, simple font, whatever it is. So go down here and see as far as text, this tiny little thing. You got to find text and push the down arrow. And all this stuff comes out, all this wonderful stuff. So fill and stroke. I mean, we don't want to skip too fast. Here you have your fonts, you want to do bold, you can if you wanted to. I kind of like bold. Bold, okay, so first of all, you have to highlight it in order for it to react. If you don't highlight this, nothing's going to happen. You're going to get very frustrated. Like I did. I was like, it's not working. But you have to highlight it, tell it who to talk to. That's how this program works. You click something, you tell it who to talk to, and then you change it. So here you have your different things. I like to do center. And I also like to do the little pointer thing and get my blue guys. Make sure they're all the way there on the end. So it is truly center. And then you can take the thing down here, all in one stock footage, all in one stock. Okay. And now we can change things. It looks top and bottom right. I mean, if you can look at it. Let's see. There we go. All right. So we're measuring this here. It looks pretty good. I would give it a little bit more room, because sometimes you change fonts or something and it makes it bigger and you don't even realize it. So give it a little room right there. So we can highlight this and say we wanted to fill it and make it more bright. Bright. Look at that. That looks kind of cool. Brightness, all in one stock footage. You can change the font. You can make it bold, condensed, and you can do your stroke too. Look at this. Want to be crazy, make sure you highlight the whole thing. It doesn't care what you say. Highlight the whole thing. Highlight the, click that stroke. Maybe, wait, what about yellow? What happens to that? And look at this, is how thick it is. Oh, it's kind of glowing. Do you see it? Let's look. Let's 38. It's not listening to me because I'm not highlighting it. Look at that. See that? So we're at 8, so that's pretty serious. I mean, that's very it doesn't look good because it's a white on white, but you get the idea that you can change this to something that's fun or interesting. Let's see if I can find glow. All right, VR glow, alpha glow. I'm gonna drag him, put him on here. Oh, look at that. So in the background, you can see it glows. So what we could do is, and you can notice something. See how glow is above text, right? So glow happens after everything. You got your, and you can move these, I believe. Let's move these down. So now glow is in the back. I don't even know if you can see it now. Alpha glow is in the very, very back. Let's see if I talk to him. Talk to him first, right? Glow. And because we put glow in the back, you can't really see it. So let's see, let's go back, let's undo. So now glow's on the top. You got to experiment. You can also change the order of things, and it makes things different. And this is the fun part for you. This is the fun part of effects. Change things. You can have it light up over time using the keyframe, using the opacity. That's another fun thing. But look at this. It's a little bit too crazy bright. So what we'll do is we'll go to alpha glow, we'll reduce the glow. Give it just a little tiny glow, right? Down to 2. It's glowing. I can see it. What if you didn't like let's highlight him so we know who we're talking to, and undo this one here. There we go. There we go. Look at that. The stroke. It comes down. And let's go back up to glow. Double click. And we're just experimenting. Look at that. Just changing things just to see. And you can do something interesting. You can quickly with keyframes. That's a little bit too bright, but it's not going to render that bright. It renders what you see when you change it. So that's good, even though it might look weird. So don't forget that part. And we got text. We got all these different things you can do. You can make it reveal itself. Let's zoom in. It should come in right around that time. Let's see, why is it doing that? So let me push enter. If you see red right here, that means that when you start getting into effects, you're going to notice this red. You're going to be like, what is that? Why is that? Now the red is meaning it hasn't been processed. So go ahead and press enter. Right now it's rendering. It's turning it green. See, look. So right now it's making a copy of it and doesn't have to think about the actual effect. And you get to see it not so crazy looking, right? We could use a little more glow, but it's okay. So let's see. But you get to see how I made a change, and all of a sudden it's freaking out again. So because I've changed it, it wants to render it, so it allows you to perform better. So you see how I dragged it out too far. We get rid of it there. There we go. So it's the Halloween stock footage. I'm sure there's more. I said plus series, I think. The original. That's a massive title. All-in-one stock footage plus series. Jeez. You know, it needs a nickname, right? All-in-one. So the theory is that you got one actor to do many different things, and you can make a story a lot easier with one actor, rather than if you didn't want to put random people together. This whole thing would be to put one actor in many situations, making a story easy to tell. So that's the whole theory behind all that. Push enter again, just for it to process, and it's now make that green. Nope. So all you gotta do is just put it over it, make it green. Look at that. All right. So now we just did text, right? And a little bit of effects. There's so much in here when it comes to effects, and you can also expand, like companies like BJK Productions. They make effects, and they make all different sorts of things, transitions, to make your videos really, really incredible. But I just wanted to show you the basic stuff. But don't worry, if you ever wanted to expand, yes, you could do that if you wanted to. In the next video, we're going to be talking about transitions. And for transitions to work, you have to have them all lined up. So get your tracks all lined up in a row so we can work on transitions.